let's go ahead and get this show on the road, eh? Let's see. Looks like we got one person in here. Go ahead and bump the music. And as always, let me know if there is anything going on with the audio, the video, or the taste or the smells. Okay, yeah. Audio looks good. What's up, Bacon? What is shaking? Alright. Shit. Keep on forgetting every time the game comes up. I can't click over to my OBS. Alright. That one. There we go. Alright. So this time, I have a controller, and I can hear what is going on. So we're actually going to do this one this time. Not that I don't love Power Wash Simulator, I just feel that I could use a change. That and it was cramping my hand. What's up, Lexi? How's it going? How are you? Oh, and I am right where we left off last time. Don't be sorry. What's up, KC? I feel like I should remember who you are, but I kinda don't. What's up, KC? Remind me who you are. I know I've seen your name before. Alright, where is... Yeah, I think I need to plot a course. Alright. Kyle Cheney. Okay, that's right, I knew it. Well, it looks like a course already is plotted. Let me make sure it's going to where I want it to go. Okay, so... the object of tonight's stream is to make it all the way... forget how to go down. Yeah, okay, yeah, no, it's set to where it needs to be. Thank you, Lexi. Again, you have nothing to be sorry for. Hey, and there's Possum. What's good, Possum? Possum is awesome. Okay, so... alright, so... this game is a game that I've been playing for a very long time, for like the past 10 years. But, I had been playing it on PS4, and, I'm playing it on PC now, as you can see. And, is the audio a little bit loud for you guys? Let me turn it down a bit. One moment. There. And let me turn the music up a little bit. Okay. Alright. Before I crash into a fucking star. Alright.
System scan complete.
Alright, there we go. Now we're set. Anyway, yeah, I'd been playing this on PS4 for the longest, and I put in like hundreds, if not thousands of hours into it. But this is on PC now. I got a fresh save going. I'm at the very beginning of the game, and I have like basically nothing. Like what I'm flying right now is the spaceship equivalent of like a golf cart. So the first objective is going to be to get to my old home base and just kind of set up shop there. And the frame shift drive is really rather slow. So we might just spend the entire stream tonight doing that. But anyway, tonight's topic is taking up space. Pun fully intended. But taking up space, it can mean a lot of things. Spencer actually kind of psychically predicted this week's topic on the last stream. And I guess when I say taking up space, I mean it in the sense of like socially, mentally, emotionally. Like, what's a good example? Just the concept of being able to assert yourself and get what you want, and without necessarily taking up too much space in that you know you're stepping on other people's. He's a wizard, Travis. Yeah, no, he is a wizard. Without like stepping on other people's you know space. It's kind of a difficult concept to juggle. It's something that I've struggled with for a lot of years. Um, just because how I was raised, I guess, which I'm not saying that I was raised wrong or anything, quite the opposite. I was raised to be always polite and courteous and to put others' needs before myself, which I think is generally a good thing. Um, Although it, can obviously lead to a lot of mental, emotional drawbacks, like to the point where I spent a lot of my life being afraid to, meet my own basic needs in favor of, just making sure everyone else is taken care of. And I know that's contradictory to what I said previously on other streams about being kind of selfish with the drug addiction and all that, but I don't know. I guess it was just I don't know. What do you guys think? What are your thoughts on taking up space and asserting yourselves to the front and getting what you want? Like, to what extent are you willing to potentially step on others to meet your own basic needs? There's no bad answers, no wrong answers. Unless you're a bad person, but I don't think we have any of them in here. What's up, Dan? What's up, Kyle? What's up, Kim? Good to see all of you here. Yeesh, lots of red dwarf stars. Can't really scoop fuel off of that. But back to the topic at hand of taking up space. I don't know, it's a hard one to talk about. Especially, I guess it's a problem that I still really haven't got over. Shane says, no, for real. Life's all about the balance of chasing your dreams while still trying to be the best to those around you. Yeah, I get it. But one thing that has always been on my mind a lot is rich people. Like, I feel like there's a certain dollar amount somewhere up in the billions. And I'm not saying that all rich people are bad, but there is a certain dollar amount where you have to wonder how in the world did you acquire that much wealth without tearing down the lives and finances and actual physical space of other people to get there. And I mean, millionaires I can get. $1 million really isn't even super a lot of money anymore. Um, but like people who have tens and hundreds of billions of dollars, I cannot imagine what they need that money for. Like I've heard it said a lot of times by a lot of people that it would only take X number of $1 billion, like an amount of money that certain individuals do have to do things like solve world hunger and homelessness, that kind of thing. Now, I don't know how true or feasible really any of that is, but if that were the case, then either, yeah, they really are just bad people who are holding out on the rest of us, or the whole thing was a pipe dream. Alright, we are running out of fuel. And I need to figure out where the next star is. Oh, the star I'm going to is only 14 jumps away. This won't be too much at all. I still am gonna run out of fuel before I get there. Let me see what the next star... Yeah, no. This is the star where I potentially run out of fuel. Oh, shit. Okay. Double check the system map, see if there's anywhere I can possibly land to get fuel. Oh, wait, no, there is somewhere. Alright. Let's head that way. Hopefully they got fuel. Now where? Oh, it's over here. Okay, say hello to Shane, the birthday boy. Hope you had an awesome birthday. Yes, Shane, it was recently Roastmaster Shane's birthday. Happy birthday, Shane. Hope it was a great one. Tell us about your birthday, man. Did you do anything fun? Very curious to know. There's the ship. Alright. I hope to God they have fuel there for me. It's not feasible because most places where people are starving have horrible governments that would take all the money or food for themselves. Yeah, that's true. That was also a big problem with a lot of what was happening in foreign aid. Like Palestine, for example. That's a great example. Which, on the record, I do feel like the Palestinian people should have, their own autonomy. Not saying that Hamas is that, or that Hamas is in any way a good thing, but uh, the state of Israel hasn't been good to them either. And any time it has happened where... Wait, hang on. Am I going to the station I need to go to, or am I... What do I have selected? But anyway, Hamas would actually steal the foreign aid and just kind of spread it amongst themselves instead of giving it to whom it was supposed to go to. Yeah, that was not the ship. Yeah, it's been quite some time since I played this game. You might have to bear with me just a little bit here. Where was it? Yes, that. Lock destination. There. So on my mini-map somewhere, maybe? Oh well, not. Oh yeah, there it is. There it is. There it is. All right, we'll come in for a landing here. Have you ever seen Daryl Cooper's series? No, I have not, and I'm not super familiar with who Daryl Cooper is. Um, but the Israel-Palestine conflict, it's something that I've been watching pretty closely throughout the past, I don't know, ever since I've been paying attention to politics almost 20 years ago when I was a teenager in high school. And I particularly feel bad for the Palestinian people because they don't really have any good guy on their side. Which, nothing too much against Israel either. Like, I know some Israeli people, like, some of my favorite bands, for example, are Israeli. What the fuck is happening here? Oh boy. If you had to pick, would you choose Office Depot or Staples? No question, Office Depot. They've always had my back. That and when I was managing a store by myself, they made deliveries for me. I don't think Staples delivers. It's an easy contest. That guy was a trip when I played it. Oh well, didn't get that far in. Felt repetitive. That game was. Oh, what, this game? Yeah, it can be repetitive and a kind of a grind, but for the purpose of just, I don't know, chilling. Oh, I should probably request docking permission, shouldn't I? Yeah.
Docking request granted.
There we go. Go to pad 13. There we are. Alright, let me land this bitch real quick and I'll read some more comments.
Warning. Landing gear not deployed.
Oh, shit. Well, I'm going to need to... How is that again? There's landing gear. And I am completely backwards. And we turn ourselves around. Okay, Freezy got me geeky right now. What kind of question is that? You are so funny.
Scan detected.
Yeah, man, I mean, it was an easy question, too. Always request a doc. You don't want nothing anywhere that is not approved. Yeah, no, I don't want to get caught by space ice out here.
Docking successful. Engines disengaged.
Okay. Please tell me I can get fuel here. Please tell me. Please? Oh, wait, yes, I can. Okay. Kyle, great minds think alike. We all sent that like at the exact same time. Well, thank y'all for liking it all, and subscribing, and sharing, and giving me a brand deal. Alright. Back at her.
Ship released. Engines engaged. Landing gear retracted.
But anyway, yeah, as far as foreign aid goes and ending world hunger, Palestine really isn't an isolated incident. It happens all over the world. And I'm not super on board with Doge and a lot of the cuts that Elon Musk had been making, but USAID, I certainly imagine there was a lot of wasted um, money there just because. Wait, hang on. No, we don't want to select that. We want to. Jeez Louise. Yes, lock that. Of course it's behind the fucking planet. And yep, that.
Frameshift drive charging. Ready to engage.
It probably is. This thing is fucking like, it's the spaceship equivalent of those little scooters you see scooting around Walmart. The only thing it's really good for is I don't know, like in my other save on the PlayStation, its singular use is to just get me from A to B while my other ships were being worked on. Alright, we gotta escape this gravity a little bit so we can pick up some speed. Yeah, Doge has been quite sloppy. But from what I understand, Elon Musk is being replaced as, I don't know what the leader of Doge is called, I guess like the chairman or some shit. Because, and it's not that I don't want to see, you know, government waste going away. I want to see it done a little bit more efficiently. Like, if there's people committing fraud, I want them to be charged with it, you know? And, no, it's still got the fucking thing highlighted. Are we still... Yeah. My bad, I gotta relearn a lot of this shit. Okay. Super Cruise. Okay, I see what's happening here. Why is it acting... I'm confused, dog. Yeah. That, and from what I understand, like, the people who make up Doge are, like... They're not, like, trained professionals. They're... I have the wrong thing locked, I guess. They're, like, kids, like, fresh out of college. Like, I probably, whenever I finish my course next year, will have the exact same qualifications, plus like 15 years on them. And one of the kids that's involved with Doge is, he got fired from a previous job for leaking company secrets, which is exactly the opposite of what you want. Excuse me. In a extremely powerful government organization. But yeah, anyway, I digress. But yeah, back to the topic of taking up space. I feel like a lot of the way that people manage, you know, taking up space can be really manifest in the way that they drive. Like, I considered myself to be a really well, no. I'm a very aggressive driver because I am a very passive driver. Like, my strategy to driving, getting from point A to point B safely, is to drive with as few people in proximity to me as I possibly can. Um, and much of the time that means doing like 90 miles an hour weaving through traffic. But if there is no traffic, like I am more than content to just, cruise at the speed limit. But the rest of y'all drivers are scary as fuck, and I don't want to be near you. Just because they're fresh out of college doesn't mean they aren't intelligent. I don't know anything about them personally, but I do have a job where Elon Musk knows about you. You'd have to be very, to be fair, company secrets is what I call my job. I mean, uh, you do have to be very intelligent. I do agree, though, that the guy leaking company secrets is not good at all. Um, I wouldn't say that you have to be particularly intelligent to work for Elon Musk. What you do have to be, though, is very hardworking. Um, there was a time, it was about, I don't know, 7 or 8 years ago when I was trying to get back into college, not for what I'm doing now, which is cybersecurity, but for engineering. And I really wanted to work for SpaceX and develop some spaceships, much like this. But shit happened with my financial aid. I owed too much money to a previous institution, which has since been forgiven, which is why I'm in school now. But yeah, that was one major concern with working for an Elon Musk company is the sheer number of hours you have to work and how on top of shit you have to be all of the time. Which there's nothing wrong with that. In fact, back when I was the boss of my own little store, I also expected people to, if there was work to be done, I fully expected them to be doing it. Uh, Hardworking is why I got axed for. You are killing it tonight, Zach. Fair about that, not having to be a intelligent word for him, but I would think his top guys would be. And but I don't know anything about them individually. To be fair, I mean, yeah, I guess it depends on. Oh, I do have a fuel scoop. This is a scoopable star. We'll just chill here, right here for right now until the tank's full. I don't have to worry about trying to find a place to land again. I don't know. There's a lot of projects that Elon Musk has been a part of that really went tits up. Um, I think Hyperloop is a really good example. That shit sucked. Hyperloop kind of read as a scam to me. I think that he was just trying to get money for government contracts and like California was going to build like a high-speed rail system, but the contract was, what's the word I want to use, usurped by Hyperloop, and Hyperloop, it was going nowhere. I think that Elon Musk and the people running it knew that it was going nowhere. Elon Musk didn't really understand the technology behind it. When he was asked about it, he said that it was going to work basically like those suction tubes you see at the bank where it just takes the money up, when that wasn't it at all. The principles behind it just weren't very sound, but boy oh boy, he sure did get a lot of money for it. I'll have to look up Hyperloop. Yeah. There's a really good video about Elon Musk from this YouTuber called The Armored Skeptic, he's got a lot of really good, what I would consider to be unbiased takes on it. And he also made a very, very interesting case that I say unbiased, and then I go on to say this, that he makes a good case that Donald Trump is the Antichrist and Elon Musk is the false prophet. Part of which, and I did, double check with the Bible to make sure it actually said that, but right before the Antichrist takes charge, he suffers a head wound that should have killed him, which that was interesting. And there's a lot more to it than that. It's just what I can remember from this video that I saw over a month ago. College has been the worst money grab in my generation. I agree with that to some extent. College is not good for most of the people who are in it. Especially me when I originally went to college right out of high school. This would have been back in 2009. I was going to school for English education, and the only reason I even went is because I just felt a lot of pressure from my family to go, for my peers to go there and be a part of that whole culture. And the only reason I wanted to be an English teacher is that was like a last minute decision that I made, just because one of the best, most inspiring people that I had met in high school was my English teacher, and I wanted to be like her. But I went back and I asked her what she thought about that, and she was like, "Oh, honey, don't do it. You'll never break even on your degree, and these parents are the damn devil." So I got out pretty quick. Like, I only did like one semester during that. I racked up like $5,000 in debt over it, which thankfully, like I said, has been forgiven, so thank God. Um, and I feel like there are a lot of other kids who get suckered into going to college for various reasons, whether it's pressure from the family, they just want to go and party, or whatever, or they think it's going to get them money no matter what degree, which that's definitely not the case. I uh, I remember I was working this one job at Ticketmaster, and one of my coworkers sent an email that had like a really bad grammatical error in it, and I told her that it had a really bad grammatical. What it was is, she said um, criterias, which criterias is not a word. I told her uh, criteria is already plural. The singular for criteria is criterion, and she got so fucking pissed. Like, she got so mad at me. Like, she took me to HR and started screaming about, "I went to college. I was an English major. I got a degree. You don't tell me what to do." To which I said, "Excuse me, ma'am. A lot of fucking good that degree did you when we were both sitting here working the same $9 an hour job. Get fucked." Because that's exactly what something like an English degree, or like your fucking dance therapy degree, most degrees will get you. Um, it is useful if you do something that you've done research on. You know for a fact that there's going to be jobs. There's not a lot of fucking openings at the gender studies factory right now. Don't know if you've heard. Zach says, "I dropped out and I have proof I'm smarter than 99% of the populace. RIP mom, but she went. Then we worked at the same place." Damn. College is great. It's a great social experience. That's it. If you're interested in learning something, you can read literally Harvard post classes online. The circumstance that I think works out, if you're going into something along the lines of medicine or law or engineering or IT, like I'm doing, and you really need that piece of paper to prove to the employers that you can do what you say you can do, because I don't think a lot of hospitals are gonna hire you based on, yeah, I've read this much research paper, I know my shit. They're gonna be like, okay, cool, dweeb, prove you can actually do it. Get a degree. Um, but aside from that, yeah, you're pretty much right. How many more jumps left? 6 jumps. Alright, not a scoopable star, but can... Aha! Place to land. Alright. We, gotta go and get us some more fuel here, as this star is not of the scoopable variety. Oh, and it's right here close, too. Good. "100% right about the degrees." Damn right. But yeah, oh shit, we're gonna overshoot it. We're gonna overshoot it. Fuck, 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 fuck. Might as well go ahead and start turning around now. This is called the loop-de-loop of shame. So one, it's not paying attention there. Alright. We're gonna keep it right here. But yeah, does anyone else in chat have a degree? Or are you working on a degree? If so, what is it? Are you glad you did it? Do you regret doing it? Did you at least have a good time doing it? Scoop kid never leaves the scoop. There's rules in English. Correct on both counts. But yeah, no, you can't scoop a red dwarf star. But yeah, even back when I was 19 years old over at Marshall University, working on that degree, the social experience I had, maybe it's just because I was like a loser nerd, but I really didn't have that great of a time. Like, my roommate was cool and everything, but I spent almost my entire one semester of a college experience just sitting in my dorm room playing Fallout 3. And on the weekends when I didn't have classes, you know, well, I was at least attempting the classes. What's it, Pad 3? I would always catch a ride back home so I could have somewhere to smoke weed at. Which is ironic, you'd think that, you know, I'd have plenty of places to do it in college, but like I said, I didn't have a ton of friends over there, and they were also in dorm rooms, and it's pretty hard to get away with smoking weed in a dorm. I think this is Pad 3 right here. If it's not it... Yeah, it is, it is, it is. I think I'm coming at it sideways. Yep, we'll need that. Okay. And we turn around. Red Dwarf, back in my day, they were right. Goddamn Disney. It's kind of purple to me, actually. It's like the Netflix adaptation there. Alright, refuel me. And let's get back on the road here. Lock it up. And the interface on this game has really changed since I played it last. Which is... that's not what I intended to do. Did I not hit the button that... oh, I did hit... okay. That was a weird way to go about that. Let's get the fuck out of here. Alright. But yeah, to my previous question. Any of you guys in chat ever get a degree? If none of you got it, why didn't you go? Did you Did you already have like a job lined up fresh out of high school? Did you even attend high school? Just think it wasn't gonna be worth it? Think it was gonna be too hard? What was the deal? What is the deal? Alright, cool, and this time I don't have to wind my way around a whole ass planet to get where I need to be. Not gonna lie, y'all, I had like a whole ass, like, big quart of pork fried rice before the stream, and my guts are bubbling just a wee bit. If you hear me mute the mic at any point, that's probably what it is. But yeah, with all this water I'm drinking, I might have to head on over to the Piscium sector myself, if you know what I'm saying. Oh, hopefully I didn't hit that too early. I don't want to overheat. Nah, I'll be fine. It'll be fine. But yeah, I would say that probably one of my bigger regrets in life is, like, as a lot of you know, I'm doing cybersecurity now, trying to get into an IT field just in case, you know, podcasting doesn't exactly make me an overnight millionaire or anything. Which, you know, I would love to be a full-time podcaster, comedian, YouTuber, but it takes a lot of work and a lot of luck. And coming out of high school, I actually did have a lot of knowledge. What I should have done was just go into programming, make some of that money before, you know, 2025 rolled around and AGI took over all the programming jobs. But no. My thinking at the time was... shit, excuse me. My thinking at the time was is that programming, IT, working with computers, it's all too fun, and I wanted to keep it as being a fun thing. I didn't want to ruin it by turning it into a work thing. Let me tell you, that is probably one of the stupidest lines of thinking that has ever crossed my brain. If you enjoy doing something that also, you know, just so happens to be a marketable skill, do it. Don't make no excuses about it. Just kind of get in there, get her done. Because most of the jobs out there, the things that actually will make you money in this life, are not fun, they're not inspiring, they won't fulfill you emotionally. If you are lucky enough to be able to make money doing what you love, absolutely do it and don't make no damn excuses. I got a 32 on ACT and had all A's and 1 B throughout high school, but never had drank or smoked weed. Went to college, dropped out, skipped class, smoked weed after, no regrets, was fun. Got a good job now. Well, that's cool. I didn't really do any of that. I didn't really even have much in the way of like a social life at all until about a year or two after I dropped out of college. Now, the friends in the social life that I found were for all of the wrong reasons. Basically, I started, you know, smoking weed, and I was like, oh wow, let's try the rest of the drugs. And then I found other people that had the rest of the drugs, and we became friends. And pretty much all of those people, they're either sober or dead now. I don't think any of them are still living that style. That is not a maintainable lifestyle. Um, Zach says, titles are meaningless. It's a travesty. We still have to jump through hoops. Yeah, but there's a certain degree to where, like, let's say I get in some major legal trouble. I'm probably gonna go with the guy with the law degree that passed the bar exam over the trust me, bro, I know what I'm talking about guy. The same can be said with a doctor or a. I'd love to. Let's just say that I'm on a submarine going to explore the Titanic. I would like for it to have been built by a good team of engineers rather than some guy who put a PlayStation controller inside of a tube. Alright, we gotta be getting close. Two jumps, two jumps. But there actually really are some IT jobs out there, a lot of IT jobs where you don't really need to have a degree or really any certifications either. Like, if you know it, you know it, and it's fairly easy to prove that you know it. It's not so easy to prove that you know medicine because who might you accidentally kill in order to prove that? Um, but the thing is, like, my knowledge just isn't super up to date about computers and IT because most of my knowledge revolves around programming, and that's a dead industry. Being a being a computer programmer in 2025 is like a candle maker or a horse carriage repairman in like 1910. It's going away. And the cybersecurity, like the networking aspect of it, I don't know dick about that. And so, degree or not, I'm just going to the place where I can learn all of that and have people explain the shit to me. People who know what's up. Like, one of my professors, for example, was the last jump, was the head of the satellite program for NOAA. And I learned a lot of shit from that guy. Both about cybersecurity and just the way that the industry works. I learned a lot about the way that the government works. He wasn't just the one of the directors for NOAA. He also was in the Air Force. He was an advisor in the White House, I believe. He spent a little bit of time at Area 51 working on the computers there. I found a few of the rest of the drugs, but I only did them a handful of times each and have spaced them out. I now have an addictive personality, so I try to be super careful with that shit. Man, if you were even able to so much as just try them and home sweet home. If you were even so much as able to try them and not be like, oh my god, I gotta be in this state for the rest of my life, like I was, then you're doing pretty good. It took a considerable amount of effort for me to not just get clean, but get into the right mentality to be clean. And when I say clean, I mean beer and weed are still fully on the table. So are certain psychedelics, like mushrooms, LSD, MDMA that's actually pure. All of that is fine. There's no compulsion for repeat use of any of that, at least for me anyway. But when it comes to like Xanax and PCP and cocaine, if there were no A, physical consequences, and B, social, familial, um, emotional consequences to it, I could just drop everything and stay doing that forever. Which is why I can't. I absolutely cannot. And it just gets into your head to where it just turns on this part of this like excuse making part of your brain that helps you rationalize it into thinking that all that shit is just fine and normal and it's everyone else making too big of a deal out of it. When actually it is quite a huge, big, fucked up deal. Alright, home sweet home. It's like, my home base here. It's where I did everything in my other playthrough. It's a little bit different than the other ones you just saw. Go ahead and request docking. Yeah, and there's some Scottish lady running this one. He's fun. That's the exact mentality I have with beer and weed and cigs. Oh, I feel this state all the time. Yeah, I mean, I don't smoke cigs, but I do vape, and I feel like caffeine and energy drinks, maybe not on the same level as cigarettes, but I feel like caffeine, like energy drinks, are kind of like the same as vaping, where it's not really terrible. It probably won't be the end of me, but it's certainly not like the best thing ever for me. Through the mail slot. And there's my pad right there. I love this station, it's so pretty. I think I've only come across like maybe 2 other space stations in the game that look as cool as this one. Oh. Shut up, I got it. There. Yeah, ignore me scraping my nose against the landing pad there. Alright. Same with American Spirits, they're organic, they're probably fine, no additives. Yeah, there was a very small window where I was smoking cigarettes, and like I started with, you know, the nice expensive ones, like I got the Camel Turkish Silvers, but those were expensive, and I discovered that I preferred menthol with them, so I switched over to something cheap in menthol. I got Sonoma menthols, and then I had a friend who gave me one of his American Spirits, and that was a game changer. Um, and then I smoked nothing but American Spirits since then, and then vaping was pretty much like invented, or at least a form of it that was actually like good. Um, and there I switched to that, and I never looked back. Like I remember a while ago, it must have been like 5, 6, 7+ years ago. One of my friends asked me to hold a cigarette for him, and I took a drag off of it, and I almost threw up. I do not know how I ever did that. The cigarettes just seem disgusting to me now, and I remember, again, not that long ago, making out with a chick who was a regular smoker, and God, I couldn't. There wasn't enough mouthwash in the world. Correct. Subtract anxiety. American Spirit Dark Greens is where it's at. Same cigs Mac Miller smoked. Same cigs Dave Chappelle smokes. Really? I always like the ones in the black packs, the Perique blends. Those are my favorite. Okay, let's see. How much money do I have? Barely any. this has really changed. Huh. Oh no, that's like stuff you gotta like buy with real money. Fuck that. Alright, now where is... I'm sure I can't afford anything, but I just want to see like... Is it here? Oh, I do have a second ship. Yeah, transfer that shit here. Alright, cool. Here we go. Let's see what's available. Let's get something stream friendly. Because, yeah, combat missions are fun and everything, but, God, I'm poor. I want something... Like, this is what I really need right here, is a Python. Something where I can do, like, a lot of transportation and, shit. Exploration missions instead. But yeah, I think the Asp Explorer is gonna be key here. But that requires way more money than I have. So what can I do with what I have? Mac and I are too close to familiar to me already. The blacks are good too, dark, full of flavor, but the dark greens are my favorites. They're smooth, full flavor in the beginning of the drag, and the methyl finish incredible. Yeah, I believe you, but I will never know. Let's see. Electronic countermeasure. That's not what I want to spend all my money on. Yeah, let's see what missions I can take. Ah, the mission board. Honestly, I feel like I can... Alright, I think that these ones here that are worth this much are going to be a little bit above my current ship's capabilities. Sorry I handled business, I'm back now. What business did you handle, Bacon? Also, did you ever make it back to Arkansas? I think I saw a post where you said you did that. But, how was that trip? Alright, I feel like... I'll try this mission. Let's see. Missions are tracked real time. Active. You must have adequate inventory space to receive mission rewards and resources. Sure. God, this is gonna be such a shit show. We'll see. I made it back to Arkansas. Now I'm just working on hustling up money, bill money, and Nashville money. Yeah, I'm trying to hustle up Nashville money too, and I'm already fucking here. This is not a cheap town. Want to talk about taking up space? There ain't a whole lot of space out here to take up. And that's why what little space there is extremely expensive. Like, I'm not sure if you can tell from the camera here, but there's a reason I call my apartment the shoebox. That's pretty much the size it is, and it cost me damn near $1,500 a month to live here. And for Nashville, or even just like the general area of Nashville, that's a pretty good price. It's under 2 grand. Under 2 grand is magnificent. All right. Same here. Oops. This and that way, or the same here to what? What you doing? All right. Let's get going. Oh, okay. Here it is. That right there that I'm pointing at, that red thing kind of off in the distance, that is the Bird's Eye Nebula. Like, for at least the stars that are close to, you know, our star system, Earth, they tried. This game really does a good job of getting it pretty accurate. Like, you need, like, permissions to go to the Soul Star system, like the star system where we live, but it is very attainable. I'm tired of being little and worried about the room I occupy. I'm about to be ashamedly taking up as much space as I can. Well, certainly don't gotta worry about that in the presence of me out here. But, you really shouldn't be worried about the space you take up within the confines of, you know, the place where you live, the place where you pay for it, at least. But I understand that your living situation is... Oh, unashamedly. Okay, I got you. Alright, let's see how this shit goes. I just got two dinky little lasers. They're basically flashlights. Hopefully I don't have to interdict anyone and I can just find them or... I guess that's where I need to go. Oh, no. Human Sentai Pet. This game is funny sometimes. Oh, that might be a player thing. I think that I highlighted the thing I needed to highlight. Let's go check it out. I 100% won't be able to make it to... That sucks, Lexi. But it's okay. Once me and Harmon hit it big, we'll just pay to have you loaded up into a box and shipped to here or Austin, Texas, or wherever we're going for the next meetup. It'll happen. Just might have to wait. Okay, that's probably the guy that I'm supposed to kill. Let's do it to it, folks. Alright. Is it two of them? Yep, that's the guy. far away, and he's coming right for me. Where is he? Nope. Yeah, this might take a second. It's... Yeah. It's like trying to kill an elephant with a butter knife, but we'll get there. System authorities might also drop in at some point. Hopefully, if system authorities kill this guy, I still get at least some of the credit here. Alright. Cool down, cool down, cool down. One thing this guy isn't gonna do is outmaneuver me. Too small and agile for that shit. Oh, it took out his shield, so that's good. Get his ass. This is actually going a lot better than I thought it would. I thought I was gonna drop in and basically die immediately. Come on, get his ass. One thing he is, though, is a lot fucking faster than I am. Hasn't landed a single shot on me either. Nor will he. Keep on forgetting to slow down and kind of get around him. Uh-oh. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Oh, he almost put his guns on me. That was hairy. Great job, kid. Now don't get cocky. Hold up. Let me do a barrel roll. That's how you deflect all of the lasers. Yeah, I had to hit the boost there before. Really fucked up. Oh shit, 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 shit. I almost fucked up. Yeesh. Right. Yeah, let me get close before... Oh shit, he might be trying to escape. I really can't have that shit. Because I don't have a way to pull him out of... Oh, fuck, 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 fuck. Hyperspace. In the event that he does escape. Don't fuck up, 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 don't fuck up. It might have done to wait until I had my other shit before I went around doing this. Okay, got his shields back off. Let's see if I could just kind of stay on his 6 until he's down. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Shit, don't turn around, don't turn around, don't turn around. And he's gonna fucking... Oh, don't you dare leave. Don't you dare leave.
Target shields online.
Forgot I can redirect all my power into thrusters. Still need something in weapons, though. I don't care, I'll fucking tank your shots. Alright, who the fuck was that? No, it's system authorities, don't you dare steal my kill. Come on, 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 come on. Got his ass. Alright. Galvanizing alloys. Oof, almost ran into the shit. Alright, what can I pick up? There it is. Oh, yeah, I need to open the cargo bay. Yep. Give me. Hang on. Whatever that is probably illegal, and I should probably leave it alone. Let me just head back to base and turn in this mission. Get enough money from the bounty. Yeah, here's where I need to go. And off we go. Alright. What about you guys, Chad? Have you ever killed a man before? What did it feel like? Did you do some time? Did you do it for money? Did you do it for sport? Don't worry, you two will get to meet. The whole CWG thing is only just getting off the ground. Like, I would like to think there will come a day where we can import one, if not both of you, to where we're at. Like, have a whole CWG studio. Maybe Harmon could even be convinced to dip out of Delaware and move to, like, a real place. I'll tell you what. If Harmon was willing to move out to here or Austin, Texas, or really anywhere that isn't a place like Delaware or West Virginia or Arkansas, then I would be so down to go in on some studio space with them. Get you guys out here, have like a whole production team. It would be awesome. Oh, I didn't mean to accidentally get you guys kicked off of YouTube. I'm sure you did, Christy. Of this I have no doubt. It was probably death by congestive heart failure, too. Shit. I've definitely killed the spirit of a lot of people. Not mine, Dan. Well, he killed himself after I broke with him. I did. Damn, Bacon. Okay, you really weren't kidding, were you? That is some shit. So, Trev, you gonna let me crash on your couch? You guys should relocate to Wisconsin. Yeah, Dan, probably not. Bacon, I would say yes, but Harmon is staying over at the shoebox, and there literally is not enough physical space for a third full-grown human to lie down here. Otherwise, I actually, unironically, totally would let you stay at my place. But the only, like, spare floor space I have that's big enough to, like, sleep a person, uh, Harmon's already on that. He was gonna bring Magd out here, but I had serious concerns about where he was gonna stay because, like, literally, there is nowhere else large enough on my floor to, like, put down another um, air mattress or anything. Yeah, no, not Wisconsin. Michigan, on the other hand, I feel like, as far as like the northern Midwest goes, I feel like Michigan's got some potential. Like, I really want to know what's going on that like northern peninsula. Like, what's it doing? Like, why is it so important to Michigan that Michigan has to have it, and it can't just be like an appendage growing out of Wisconsin's head? It's so mysterious. Uh, yes, just what happened just yesterday? Oh, Amanda, you're also in Wisconsin. Actually, recently learned that Mike Davis is from West Virginia. Not that I'm in West Virginia anymore, nor do I ever plan to be in West Virginia ever again, apart from like to visit, but that's cool. Up in Michigan is amazing. I bet. Like, the only thing I know about like the Upper Peninsula in Michigan is from what I saw like on the Snapchat map. Oh shit. Sorry. My bad. Let's try that again. Denied. Well, how about now? Oh, now I get access. What a stingy, fickle bitch. Detroit was a lot of fun. Detroit honestly seems like fun. Like, it looks like, you know, an abandoned, rotting, decaying hellscape. Something that you'd see in like a zombie apocalypse movie or a Fallout game, and that's why I like it. There's actually a lot of people in Detroit that are trying really, really hard to turn it back into something, like preserve the good parts and come up with other good shit about Detroit. It's just right down there. But I don't know. Michigan has always been intriguing to me. I know a lot of good people from up there. All right. A little bit of repairing to do. Ugh. But yeah, I saw this. Do y'all ever watch the Grand Tour? They did a really good episode in Detroit. Like, apparently it's empty enough to where they could just take like a bunch of old muscle cars and just drag race them down the street there. Ooh, I have another customer. I might make all my Nashville monies tonight. Hell yeah. Yeah, everyone else is arriving here the day after tomorrow. Catch up. Alright, let's turn in the mission. Run me that money. Okay, do I want the money and a little reputation boost? Some whatever the fuck that is. Hydrogen fuel? No, I'm good. Or a little bit of money and a big reputation. But give me the money, sir. Okay. Yeah. That was a lot more rewarding than I thought this stinky little thing would be capable of. Let me take a second look at what ships might be available to me. I'll be back soon, I hope. Sometimes they take forever to not... Okay. I feel you. Maybe give them a magazine or something. Bacon is the magazine. She is fully loaded. Alright. What? Let's see. I could buy myself this hauler and... What else? What else? What else? These things are nice. Requires way more money than I got, though. Alright, so the goal is to get 5.6 million. I'm probably gonna need like an even 10 million to fully outfit this thing, but this ship right here, that is the goal. Like, cause I can put in a big ass frame shift drive in that thing and we can explore the whole damn galaxy. But for now, let's buy this. She's good like that, Lexi. That and, did y'all see what she posted on her Facebook earlier today? Like, actual googly eyes? That shit was impressive. Let's outfit this thing. You know what? I don't think... This ship doesn't really need any guns. If we get to the point where, you know, where fighting is even an option, we fucked up. Alright, cool. So, we've already got these cargo racks. But can we get better cargo racks? Capacity 8. Yes, we can. Yes, queen. Wait. Can I not buy... Oh, yes I can. We're good. Alright, I think that means that... Shield generator... I guess at least a small one is nice. More cargo racks. Why can't... Incompatible. Oh, I see. Alright, well. Put another cargo rack here, and I'll get a smaller shield generator. Alright, and... oh, you know what I should do instead? Yeah, sell that thing. Just put a fuel scoop here. That'll be quite important. 1E. Alright, I guess that's all that's available to me through that. Yeah, I shouldn't have sold it, I just wasted money. I guess I didn't sell it. Okay, what else can I afford? Little cargo. Alright, see you, Lexi. Do not need a docking computer. Sell it. Oh, okay. I was about to say, I think I just figured out why you wanted to meet Bacon so badly. What even is this? Ship computer utility that provides additional super cruise. Yeah, fuck it. Keep it for now. Alright, I think that'll do. Let's check out the missing board. Transportation. Fuck. Ooh, I hit my knee pretty bad there. I only looked at my optional internal. I need to make sure that I have a decent frame shift drive too. I don't need none of that. Let's see, frame shift drive. I guess class 2 is as good as it's gonna get. It's whatever. Increase it to 22 light years. Yeah, we'll do this. Pro tip, you can't hurt your knee if you don't feel its spinal cord. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point. You're like a human crash test dummy now. Let's see about getting a better power plant. Yeah. A worthy investment. Ooh, yeah. This is essential. How is a 1B somehow way worse? Oh wait, actually no, it's not. The only thing it fucks over is my power draw and mass, but not by a lot. Wait, what's my current 1E? Alright, so I can do 22. Yeah, it only takes like half a light year off my jump range. We'll go ahead and do that. Alright. Let's go ahead and sell off all of my stored modules. I don't think I'm going to need any of them anymore. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. This is loaned. Yeah, no. If it's loaned, I'll just keep it. Especially if I get no money for it. Alright, we are good. Alright, so I think I'm going to do this one transport mission and then we'll go ahead and wrap up the stream. But yeah. Incoming message, the fuck? Oh, that. Okay. My fighter just arrived. That's nice. Don't need it at the moment, though. Probably won't be using it a lot, regardless, but it's good to have. Okay, yeah, mission board. Transport. Alright, so what's gonna pay me the most money? Wow. Looks like none of these pay a whole lot. Agricultural. Okay, yeah, that's 2,800 units of wine. I think I have enough cargo space for 6 units. They are trying to reach you about... I think you actually can get insurance for the ships here. Or you kind of have it. Basically what happens is if you die in this game, if your ship explodes, there is a rebuy cost, and if you don't have the money, your ship is gone forever. I have seen so many people get so fucked up about permanently losing their ships in this game. Oh, ship insurance. Yes, Lexi. Alright, so... I think that this one is probably the one that's going to be the most worth my money. Yeah, it's just 2 units of wine. And I will be rewarded upon delivery. Sounds good. Okay, yeah, collect items. Confirm. I think I have them. It's making me nervous that that's still there. It's like... Alright. No, let's just confirm. This isn't fun. Where is it? Where is it? Okay, yeah, it's in there. Alright, let's get out of here. Alright. We are on a mission to spread alcoholism across the galaxy in the name of making me more money. That's actually an interesting topic in reference to today's topic of taking up space. Because there is... Like, even if you're not a rich person or, oh shit, drama, or on track to becoming a rich person, sometimes even just... In fact, most of the time, even just like regular, ordinary jobs require you to be kind of a bad person and step on a lot of people's toes. Like, a really good example is a job that I used to have. It was working for this company. I think they must have gone out of business, thank God. They were called Medical Transportation Management. And on paper, that job was... Oh, there's a bounty I can pick up. the purpose of that job was to arrange non-emergency medical transportation for Medicaid patients, which, you know, it sounds innocent enough until you find out exactly how the company operates. Which, the way the company operates is to be, well, here's how it works. What would happen is Medicaid would give them X number of dollars per hour to, arrange all of these rides. And all of the money that they don't spend arranging those rides, they get to pocket. And that's like where our pay would come from. So what they did is that they made this service as bad and unusable as they possibly could so that, people would give up trying to get rides from these people. And it's not like, we were, pushing like concert tickets or something here, which Ticketmaster had its own problems. Um, like a lot of the time, like these were like cancer patients and people that needed. I mean, it was non-emergency, but it was still very much, life or death type shit. And my job was to deny as many trips as I possibly could. I had never felt dirtier at any job in my entire life. That's like the only way I really could even cope with that job was by doing pills upon pills upon pills. Like, there are entire weeks that I don't remember from back in the day of doing that job. How many jumps? 30 jumps! Holy shit. Okay, yeah, no, we're probably not going to make it all the way there on this run, but we'll get close. But yeah, the question I guess I have for you guys is it okay to, take up that kind of space to work like such an objectively evil job just to survive? Because it was survival. I mean, there definitely were other jobs, but there weren't a lot of other jobs that A, I was qualified for, or B, paid as much. So I still ended up quitting eventually because I just couldn't really deal with the guilt of it for too much anymore. But what do you guys think? I mean, could you ever do a job where you are denying trips for cancer patients if it meant that the alternative is you can, like, let's say for example, buy more nutritional food for your kids or keep your car on the road or just simply keep the roof over your head, stuff like that. It's a really weird catch 22. Scoop de whoop. Yeah, I really gotta get a ship with a better jump range. But that's what we're working towards. What about you guys? Have you guys ever worked any jobs where it really made you question your own morals like that? I have some wild stories about bad jobs and bosses. Oh, do tell. I mean, my dad had a very questionable employer when he was living in the Norfolk area. I believe the name of the business was called the U.S. Navy, which actually, what he was doing, it really wasn't that bad. It was the early 80s during the Cold War. His whole job was just to intercept and decode Russian transmissions. Wasn't exactly blowing up babies or anything. But you know, it's still the military. If his job changed to the baby blow up guy, then he certainly would have been blowing up the babies just like anyone else in the military. Military's the military itself is a hell of a catch-22 because on one hand, yes, it is the thing that keeps foreign adversaries from trying us. It keeps us all safe. But on the other hand, it gets co-opted and used for really evil purposes by a lot of evil people sometimes. Of course, the war in Iraq was a very good example of that. Vietnam, Afghanistan to a certain extent. Pretty much everything since World War II, if we're being very honest here. But it's still definitely a necessity. Or at least I think so. I feel like I could be making bigger jumps than I am here. And this is only 9 light years away. I should be able to make 20 light year jumps. Well, I guess, or the longest jump range would require that the ship was empty. Let me look at that actually, whenever I land here. Let's take a look. Oh, where does it display that information? It might not display that information, actually. Ship, yes. Oh yeah, the 22, it's only when it's completely empty. I currently can only make 18 light year jumps. Still though, I feel like I should be doing a lot better than this like 11 light year jump. Whatever. Ooh. But yeah, Lexi, what would you say is the worst job that you have ever had? The worst job that I've ever had, it's definitely the one that I just mentioned, but I've worked for plenty of places that, look how pretty my new ship is. It's like a, it's like a space jeep. In fact, the reason I bought this ship on my very first playthrough is because it was the ship that reminded me the most of the car that I was driving at the time, which was a 2003 Jeep Grand Cherokee. You want to talk about taking up space? Try driving a I mean, a Jeep Grand Cherokee, it's not that big of a car, but on these little ass West Virginia mountain roads that are barely even wide enough to be considered one lane, that's taking up space, especially if you have to make a, you know, turn around in the middle of the road, doing like a 5 or 6 point turn. On one end, you're blocking backing up into like the side of a cliff. On the other one, it's like a 50-foot drop into a creek. Being in the mountains is a really interesting way to learn how to drive. I worked for a car wash, but it was actually a pretty cool job. Well, what was so bad about it then? Like, there's a car wash that I go to around here all the time, and pretty much the workers at that car wash seem to be in much better spirits than most of the other people at working at basically every other place of business I go to frequently. They seem to be a lot happier than the people are up where I work. And we probably get paid double what they do. I feel like I kind of would like to work at a place like that, just spend all day just shining up tires out in the sun. I'm really, really sick of working inside of a windowless box. But it's the only job around here that I'm qualified to do that makes me enough money to live mostly independently. Which, even for my industry, like, the only other jobs in my industry that pay as much as the job I have now are management jobs, which those are few and far between, and they're decently soul crushing. That I don't think I ever want to work another management job again. It's I have enough worries with cleaning up my own messes, let alone being responsible for the messes of others. I don't think I'm ever gonna make that mistake again. How many more jumps we got? 22. We're a third of the way there. We might make it all the way before I cut the stream. Let her ride, buddy. This is only 3 light years out. Christ. The next jump after this, it better be on, like, in excess of 15 light years out. I'm dying to know why I have to make so many jumps when I have a halfway decent jump range. Like, if I had a fully outfitted Asp Explorer, I could make this in like 3 jumps. It would be nothing. But at least this thing has a motherfucker of a fuel tank. I'm not gonna have to stop at all. Let's see. When was Bacon's last message? Oh, shit. I didn't mean to do that. Come back. There it is. But yeah, Bacon's customers sure is taking his time to nut. Poor guy.
Frameshift drive charging.
We'll see though. If it gets her here, it'll all be worth it, I guess. Probably. Guess that star ain't scoopable. Either that or I just wasn't close enough. One of the two.
Frameshift drive charging.
Amanda says, I worked at a high-end hotel, kind of like the Big Wolf Lodge, in housekeeping for 2 days. I walked out because they wanted suites cleaned in 15 minutes. They didn't wash bedding free. Ew. What do you mean they didn't wash bedding frequently? I was under the impression that it was like against the law to not. That's unsanitary. Like where I work and department store, big clothing retailer, we can't even like stock the shelves. Like we don't even take returns out on like items that have been worn, let alone slept in and fucking nutted in by hotel guests. That's nasty as hell. Uh, Not fault, no fault to the ladies training me, but they all spoke Spanish, knew very little English. They were kind people, at least. I feel that. One thing that confuses me about where I work is the people on the loading dock. They are. It's a very diverse crowd, which, that's cool and everything. I don't mind that, but none of them like speak the same language. Like it would be one thing if all of them spoke English or all of them spoke Spanish, but we got like I think two English speakers, one person who mainly just speaks Spanish, one person who mainly just speaks Vietnamese, one person who mainly just speaks whatever African language he grew up with, and there's no communication. Shit just comes up all a mess. And thankfully, I know Spanish, so if I need something done on the dock, I just get a hold of the Spanish speaking girl, and she's like kind of my eye in the sky down there. And she keeps shit in check for me. She's back. He nutted. Y'all know I mean like video chat stuff, not process. Yes, yeah, I know. I mean, I am hard up, dedicated to getting to Nashville, but not that dedicated. I feel you. I know what you mean. In fact, I remember that other Facebook post that you posted about the things that you will and will not do for a ride back to Arkansas. Totally understandable. And I wouldn't judge you even if you were. Honestly, I don't care. However you get your bag is how you get your bag, and I ain't gonna judge you for it. As long as you ain't hurting no one. Unless they want to be hurted. Some people really like to be hurted, you feel me? Not hurting anyone that don't want to be hurted is what I'm trying to say. Which I know you would never do. Take that virtual dong bacon. I've been paid for that before. I call him Mr. Bill. There is some very interesting internet-based, I will say, nutting technology out there. Like I had a friend who would develop sex toys for a living, and one of the projects he was working on last time I saw him, which that's like over 10 years ago now, so it's if he didn't roll it out, someone has. Basically, it's like a box that you put your thing into, and the thing that you put, I mean, the box for which you put your dong inside of, you connect it to the internet, and on the other side of the internet, um, you have a virtual dong, so to speak, and whatever you do to the virtual dong is what happens to the real dong inside of the box. So I feel like if you got a hold of that technology, you could make it to Nashville for sure. Hell, you might even make enough to live in Nashville. Which, hell, I don't even live in Nashville. Like, you can't, unless you're clearing at least six figures, you can't afford to live in Nashville city limits. Unless you just want to live in, like, a terrible, shitty, fucked up place. Like, when I first moved out here, I was in the city. But I lived in, like, the upstairs of this house. It wasn't too much bigger than the apartment I'm living in now. But it had, like, no insulation. The thermostat was controlled entirely by the people living downstairs. There was one time when they took off for vacation and barely had the heat turned up. It was the dead of winter. I had to order like a space heater on Amazon. It was fucking miserable. There were so many spiders and roaches and rats and overall horrible situation. I was paying like 1300 ish a month to live there at the time. I saw a listing for the same apartment about a year or two ago, and that same place is going for well over 2000 now. It's insane. Alright, Travis, stop talking about it like you don't know. Just give us a review of your experience. Nah. I I'm very low tech when it comes to that. I'll put it this way. I got socks for feet, and I got socks for self care. I don't need dick in a box technology. Oh man, I'm gonna need some investors. There's always KT at MSG in August. Oh, they're doing that again? That went over my head. Um, I probably won't be able to make it to that because of school, unfortunately. Bacon wants me, I'll be your first baby trick. Oh, damn, didn't know they were going back to MSG. Okay, well, I'm glad I'm the only one that didn't know that. Self care, Sakis. Hey, it is what it is. You gotta do what you gotta do. Yes, we can't remember exact dates, but it was announced on last night's. Oh, okay, yeah, that explains it. I'm not caught up. I am currently on the Are You Garbage Guys episode of the podcast. I'm like halfway through that. I was watching it earlier today. I would love to be able to get caught up on my KTs before the Bridgestone show. I'm probably not going to be able to because I'm only going to have the rest of tonight and like a tiny sliver of time tomorrow. But yeah, I finally just a couple of days ago finished the episode of KT where it was Mario Zapata's episode, the one where they had to get through like what was it, 25 or so just it was told to me that like all of the comedians that came up before Mario were like shit, but Some of them were actually good. One guy actually did real well, but he was a door guy. He already had a big joke book, so Tony didn't count it. And there were a few people that I felt did pretty good too. I feel like they would have got more laughs if the audience was just like in a place where they were more accepting, I guess. But it was good. Mario did great. I Tony made kind of a snide remark about his set in his interview at the end, like, well, it wasn't that great, but it was good enough. Let's call it here. I don't feel like Tony really gave Mario much of a chance. I think that he and everyone else involved were just trying to get through it and get it to be over. Plus, I'm sure that Mario was nervous as shit after, having 24, 25 people just bomb right up in front of him. So, shit. I probably would have been way more nervous and off my game than Mario was in that situation myself. Mario is so friggin' nice in person. I bet he seems that way. And Mario can sing. That's interesting. If he gets back on the show on Thursday or at all ever, which I'm sure he will, I'm gonna bring that up. Might have him do a little number for us. Alright, how many more jumps left? 13. Okay, yeah, we can make this. We can make this. Yeah, so Bacon, tell us a little bit more about your Austin adventures. Like, who else did you meet? What all happened? I was really jealous of that whole experience. I'm jealous of everyone who's in Austin. Part of me really, really regrets moving here to Nashville instead of Austin. I feel like things could have gone a lot different for me. Like, the path that I'm on, like, I could be so much farther down that path, but in a way, I'm kind of grateful that I didn't, just because I met so many awesome people out here in Nashville, and if I was already like an established big joke book holding comedian like so many others are, I might be too deep in the scene, and like CWG might have gone over my head, and like I feel like CWG is a very irreplaceable fixture in my life, and I'm glad that things are turning out the way that they have been. Amanda says, I'm looking forward to you guys being in Nashville, especially the behind the scenes street stream. Yeah, that's going to be so fun. Harmon bought like a little microphone for that too. It's I'm excited. Now, one thing that does have me a little bit concerned about all of that is I checked the forecast, and it's going to be pissing down thunder and lightning for pretty much the entire weekend. So, and I know that we're going to have to get there early in order to get our names actually in the bucket, which I feel like that's going to involve a lot of standing outside in the rain, just getting fucking soaked. But that's okay. If getting soaked to the fucking bone is what it takes to live the dream, then so be it. Gonna have a name dropper for a sec, but I met Offender and Mario and JP and Cameron and Jake and Drew Nickens and David Jolly, and I think I pissed off David Jolly. Okay, I mean, these are all names that, well, first of all, more than half of them, we know that you met them. I saw you on stream hanging out with them. It's no big surprise. And Drew Nickens is actually a fixture with... He's friends with a lot of the other CWG people, too. But, yeah. What leads you to believe that you have pissed off David Jolly? By all accounts, he's a really nice, cool guy. Did you did you say the N word? Yeah, what Amanda said. Yeah, what Lexi said too. I did karaoke with Celia, and when I went to Shakespeare's, everyone was like, bacon! And when I walked in, it was so awesome. I know you. Well, no. Yeah, you told us about, or at least you told me about when you walked in and everyone said, bacon! I'm sure I'm going to be like, bacon! Also, whenever I see you. I just react that way to bacon, whether it's the food or the person. He hit on me, and then he was picking up. I mean, that's just the way old black dudes are. Like, especially down here in the South. It's all of, he was just picking on you because he was trying to get greasy. Is what he was trying to do. He wasn't mad. He was just trying to be some of that LT to your B. You know what I'm saying? It's all good. When I was drunk and talking bad during a set, I was getting bigger pops than he got me. Okay. Alright, now that's fair. You can't be talking during people's set. Oh, then you may have. Yeah, that was a definite party foul. You can't be doing that. But I mean, shit. Like, that's the type of shit that got Donnell Rollins to where he was gonna be. He was a comedy show heckler before he was a comedian, which is why it's so surprising that Donnell Rollins is probably the worst at taking jokes and criticism out of like the entire comedy scene. He was asking me questions. I just don't think he was right. Oh, I see. So he was doing crowd work with you, and your answers got bigger laughs than his. Okay. Well, shit. That was his fault then. He should have brought. He didn't realize who he was messing with. Didn't realize that you're CWG trained. No one is ever ready for your answers. I'm not ready. You forgot about Natalie Cuomo. He set himself up for that. He really did. I don't know if you guys noticed, but we are about to fly over to the Seaman star system. Look at that. It's shameful the things I'm willing to do on stream for y'all. I'm not gonna lie, I forget who Natalie Cuomo is. Sounds familiar. Teehee. Oh, my back hurts. Yeah, so 8, well, now 7 jumps away, and then I think I'm gonna cut the stream after that. So circling back to the original topic of taking up space, any final words on that before I abandon the topic for the night? He could have just made funny ass comments while you told stories and had the crowd rolling. David missed out on good opportunities not playing into your stories. That's basically Tony's whole thing, is you tell your story and he comes up with shit to say about it. And I don't think Tony's got like the copyright on that or anything. He should have leaned into it. When life gives you bacon, you're making bacon pancakes. You feel me? They truly are amazing stories from Bacon. Truly, truly. I still haven't gotten around to figuring out what exactly Story Wars is, but I imagine Bacon would be fucking cracked at that shit. Oh, also, general podcasting news update. So here, oh shit, binary star system. Hello. Look at that. I'm not gonna fly between the two because that is how you overheat and die in this game. And I'm not sure I have enough money for rebuy. But anyway, podcast news. So April is going to be the last month of this schedule because the first week of May is going to be the last week of the school semester I'm on. And after that, I'll have a break for most of the month of May. So the podcast, like, I'm going to go back on a regular work schedule, which is to say my scheduling is going to be kind of erratic. So there might not be like one particular day where I'll be podcasting every week. But once June rolls around and I'm back on a school schedule again and my job is willing to give me a regular schedule there, the podcast will be on Wednesday nights instead of Tuesday nights. I could also do Monday, but that's when Kill Tony is, and like, let's face it, I can't compete with Kill Tony. Nor would I even try. Ooh, big ass white star. We're all taking up space, but it's space that we deserve. However, we have to constantly earn that space as well. That's very true. I mean, I feel like there's a certain amount of space that everyone, and by space I mean like not only just space, but like respect that people deserve by default, um, based on your actions that can be taken away from you. But yeah, no, I definitely agree with what you're saying. Oh, Travis, I got making bacon pancakes stuck in my head. You mean making bacon pancakes where you take some bacon and you put it in a pancake? I love Adventure Time. If y'all ain't seen Adventure Time, you're missing out. I don't care how old you are. It's a great show. I wasn't even a kid when it came out. I was like in my early 20s, and if y'all have never seen Adventure Time on LSD, you owe it to yourself to do that at some point in your life. Holy shit. It's great. But yeah, sometimes, whether you mean to or not, you can end up taking space up that you don't deserve. But the trick is to be mindful of it and keep it in moderation. Just like all things. I feel like that's the common theme with every topic I've brought up for this podcast. I feel like it could all be summed up with use moderation, use discretion, and take into consideration others, but also consider the fact that you need your own space too. And if you're not taking care of yourself, someone's gonna have to. And then you're just taking up their space anyway. So. Balance is key. My nephews were big into Adventure Time. Became a family show for them. And for me, yeah, I watched it with my sister, who is also an adult. And I also watched it with my friend group back in the day. I watched people overdose to that fucking show. I did a lot of, I will say, chemistry lab work with that show running in the background. I must have seen the entire series at least 4 or 5 times over right now. I'm currently trying to find a place like on the internet where I can watch it in Spanish too. I heard the Spanish dub is actually really cool. Jake uses like a lot of Mexican slang. In fact, there was like a lot of controversy about the Spanish dub of Adventure Time because Jake was using a lot of Mexican slang. There was like a lot of Latino moms out there that didn't want their kids out there talking like some Mexican gangster miscreants. Like, I love the Mexican homies, but they've certainly developed a little bit of a reputation, not just within the United States, but within other countries as well. Like, some of the most racist, or I guess in this case, nationalistic, fucked up, like, kind of bigoted shit I've ever heard about Mexico is shit that I read in Spanish from Argentinians. Argentinians are fucking ruthless, dude. That's one thing about, learning multiple languages and kind of plugging yourself into multiple different cultures, um, that I've come to realize is that, like, the whole concept of wokeness, like, sort of a progressive social ideology, it's a very uniquely American slash Western European thing. They don't really do that anywhere else. Like, you don't have things like DEI in Japan or Argentina or, like I said, really anywhere other than America and Western Europe. Certainly not in places like Africa, um, the Caribbean, where I spend a lot of time. I remember having a conversation with one of my friends there who, you know, he's black, he's Rastafari, he's, you know, what you would think of when you would think of a Caribbean man. And we were drunk in a bar, and he kept on trying to get me to say the N word, which I was drunk, but I wasn't that drunk. And I was like, me and my sister were the only white people in that bar. And I didn't want more eyes on us than we already had. And he was like, "What are you talking about, man? It is just a word. You need to say it. Get it off of your chest." And I wouldn't. But then a little bit later on in the night, I said, I don't know, in like kind of a celebratory way, "Yeah, boy." They didn't like that. They take a lot more offense to the word boy than they do the N word. Which, like, the island that I was on, it was kind of a former slave colony. They still have like plantations up all over the place, like, raising, harvesting sugarcane and shit. So their take on a lot of that shit, it's very different than the African American version of the take on that, but it's an interesting perspective, and they look at things a lot different than they do out here because, on one hand, yeah, they're all the sons and daughters of slaves, but the sons and daughters of the slave owners keep on showing up to their island and spending a lot of their money on their shit. So, the way they see it, it kind of evens out. At least from the folks I talked to on that one island. I can't speak for, everyone in the whole Caribbean, but that has been my experience. Alright, I can't be more than like a couple of jumps away now. Oh yeah, there it is right there. We're here, folks. Well, we're about to be here one jump away. clear the star and cool down a bit. Everything's eerie. Oh, everything's alright, is what you're trying to say, I think. They also really don't like it when you take a stab at their accent. It's kind of patronizing. Like, the whole reason behind the way that they talk there, like the reason why Caribbean people are so difficult to understand, even though they're technically speaking the same language, is they developed that way of speaking specifically so that the slave owners wouldn't be able to understand what they're saying. Which, I get that. Alright. Just gotta find the station I need to deliver the goods at, and then we'll be done. Where is it? Right here. I think. We'll find out. Yeah, it's gotta be it. Alright guys, we're coming in for a landing. Any final thoughts? I think it doesn't even have to be on topic, it can be off topic. Like, I'm kind of thinking going forward with this stream, I might not even try topics anymore. We can just show up and chat about some shit. I feel like to a certain extent the topics have been kind of forced. It's been a good way to get off the ground, but I don't really want to box the podcast into any particular format, especially if the format is something that, like, I'm straining to keep up with. But this is still the Vibecast, so chilling out in big vibes will always be the topic. Huggins Port. Aeropuerto Huggins. Also, while I'm thinking of it, don't forget to like and subscribe. No, but really, liking and subscribing would be huge. It's how I get to where I want to be. Look, it's in orbit of an Earth-like planet. That's nifty. That place has interesting weather. I hope the weather changes for you in Nashville during Katie. Yeah, God, me too. I really don't want to have to spend, like, however long I'm gonna be there at a time just soaked to the fucking bone. Just every inch of my body pruned like a fucking raisin. Alright, let's remember to request docking this time, eh? Alright. Pad 6, alright. Wonder if I can send a request to like and subscribe. Hopefully, because when I was looking at... Fuck you, I'll do what I want. It's pretty unquestionably gonna rain the whole weekend, but hopefully there will at least be breaks. I mean, I do, like, you know, own an umbrella, but, down there. But I don't want to have to lug around an umbrella the entire time I'm there, especially if I'm going to be holding a camera and microphone while I'm at it.
Landing gear deployed.
And set her down. Alright, let's see. Get some rain ponchos with CWG on them just in case. That's a good point. I don't know how I'd put CWG on them in a way that it wouldn't, like, run off in the rain, but, I don't know. There might be a way. Maybe with some spray paint or something. Yes, deliver the items. I will take those credits, please. Yeah, that bounty I got was a lot more lucrative. But anyway, that is going to be tonight's stream. Thank you very much for joining me in this conversation. Oop, there we go. Yeah, thank you very much for joining me tonight. It's been a lot of fun. Glad I finally got this game working, but let me know which, you know, which ones you would rather see, whether it's this or Power Wash Simulator or something different. The point of the stream, it's not really so much to play video games so much as it is to have a conversation, and whatever works for you works for me. But I'm gonna go ahead and hop off of here, guys. Y'all have a great night, and take care.